Welcome back to Sharing Solutions. I'm your host, Janice Jokkel, and today, as a business owner, listen up. There is some amazing opportunities that won't cost you a thing, nothing, but it's a benefit that your employees need. Kayela, so what do you do and who do you represent?
Yeah, thank you for having me, Janice, on this show. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Kayela Ford, and I'm a district manager for Aflac Insurance. What I do is I work with small local businesses here in the area to help provide different benefit solutions to business owners and their employees.
So let's talk about those. Let's unpack that a little bit. So I'm a small business owner and a small, nimble team. And so what I got out of our conversation was that Ohio, in most states, they cover short-term disability, but Ohio does not.
Correct.
And so if I have an employee that's an hourly waged employee, and God forbid they broke their leg and they're out for 6 to 8 weeks, they're an hourly employee. It's not my responsibility as an employer to pay their time off, right?
Correct.
I do give them, PTO, but they have to accrue it. But if they are newer, right, what happens in those situations? Unpack that for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, the number one cause of bankruptcy in America are medical bills, right? Mm-hmm. And we see that every day. So having something like short-term disability, which is funded by the employer doesn't have to fund that, so it could be a payroll deduction. That is designed to help protect their income and their wages. So, for example, someone does break their leg, they have to be out, or maternity leave, right? Legally as an owner, you don't have to cover that. In the state of Ohio, they don't cover that at all. So having something like short-term disability can really help offset a lot of those out-of-pocket costs, and the money that they get from a disability claim can go towards paying their mortgage or feeding their kids. So it's really valuable to families this day and age.
So let's talk about that. So do they have to be employed for a certain amount of time? Is it effective immediately? Let's say I hire somebody and they're day one and day two they break their leg. I don't want to let them go because I saw value in them as a new employee, sure. But they're obviously going to have, a pause in their employment with me. If they've only worked a couple days, what does that look like?
So the really cool thing is that the business owner gets to decide when an employee can qualify for benefits or not. So we have employers who decide, employees can start coverage immediately, or they have a waiting period. Maybe they have to wait 60, 90 days before they can be eligible for benefits. So the business owner gets to decide.
Okay. So short-term disability covers what? You said pregnancy to broken legs. That's a wide spread of stuff there. So tell us what that looks like.
So disability specifically, and we do have about 20 different policies, but I do see disability as one of the most important ones. Sure. It's designed to protect about 2/3 of their income, of the employee's income. Okay, so that definitely varies on what the employee is making. Mm-hmm. And then about 2/3 is what Aflac will pay them each month that they're out. So there are different coverages from that broken leg scenario to maternity to mental health as well. So when someone gets hurt or sick, we do have a claim form. They need their doctor to sign off on it, as well as their employer, saying, Susie was out for X amount of days, and that's how Aflac will pay them. Okay. So there is some coverage for the employer as well. They can't just call me up and say, hey, Kayla, I broke my leg, pay me. Right?
Got it. So again, let's unpack this. As the employer, so the employee cannot get this short-term disability unless the employer says, I want to offer this to the employee.
Correct, because it's based off of their income at work.
Got it. So as a short-term disability policy, this would cover those scenarios. And as the employer, my responsibility is just saying, let's partner. This is a great opportunity for my team. That's number one. Number two, I then take that deduction out of my employee's paycheck and then just pay an invoice to you.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So really, I'm not paying anything out of pocket as an employer. So, in essence, side note, we look like heroes to the employees because as an employer, we don't offer medical or we don't offer dental or vision. This allows the employee to have that bridge of opportunity to pick up those those benefits at no expense to us.
Exactly.
Okay. So short-term disability, it would be number one as an employer give that scenario. Tell us other policies that would benefit an employer for their employees.
So we also have a dental and vision program, okay? Aflac bought a dental and vision company about 4 years ago. It's a PPO plan. There's about 2,000 dentists who are part of the network here in the Cleveland area, which I think is incredible.
Wow, okay.
So we're really strong with the dental and vision networks here, as well as our accident, cancer, and critical illness plans. So those three policies, our accident plan and cancer plan specifically, those are the ones that pay cash back to the policyholder, okay? And really, as a business owner, those are pre-tax policies, okay? So they are payroll deducted, right, like we mentioned. But by having a payroll deduction on a pre-tax basis, it helps the employee save some money by lowering their income, and it helps the business owner having to match on FICA due to payroll taxes, because it's lowering that taxable income.
Yeah, I'll be all about that.
Yeah.
Lower my taxes, my friend, lower my taxes. So that's great. So out of the whole portfolio of Aflac in general, people get the stigma about Aflac, but after you coming in and we having this chat, I really see the absolute benefit for the employer, but also the benefit is really the employee. So let me ask you this. Out of all of Aflac's benefits, what do you think is the biggest benefit to the employer? Like what policy as a whole? What service or what would you say is the most beneficial to the employer?
Short-term disability, I would say so, because I've met with a lot of business owners over these past few years, of course, and I'll give the scenario, Joe breaks his leg, and Joe's been a great employee for years, right? And you might even know Joe's family, right? Your kids hang out, whatever the case is. As a business owner, sometimes you feel obligated to pay for Joe's income because he's missing work, right? What happens if Susie is in the same situation, right? Are you going to keep paying for Susie and then Jill and that, and it keeps growing, and that's really hard for a business to pay for someone who's not coming to work, right? So have that liability, take away the liability as a business owner, okay? Offer disability, the employee's paying for it, okay? And that way you'll never have to be in a situation where you have to pay for employees who aren't coming to work.
So let me ask you this. Could I split the cost? Could I pay half and the employee pay half? So now we both have skin in the game.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah. So that's awesome. Listen, business owners, this is an opportunity for us to be able to support our team. This is where culture fits in. It's not about always giving them a paycheck. It's giving them solutions as our employees. And when we do that, retention happens. We talk about this all the time of building our culture up and how do we keep and retain our team. It's these little tiny things that awesomely doesn't cost us anything. It may cost us a little bit of time to be able to pay that Aflac bill, but we're already doing that paperwork and payment, in payroll. So thank you. I know you're so busy trying to build this territory here in Medina. And, I had this stigma about Aflac until you and I had a conversation, and I am an advocate, hence why you're on this show. I just absolutely think that every business owner, if we're not offering that medical or dental or vision, we have to be able to bridge that gap and give the employee the opportunity to have those services and at their disposal through payroll deductions. So thank you for taking time out of your day to share your story. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Until the next time we have our Sharing Solutions topic, I really appreciate you tuning in. We are here for you. The Biz Hive is all about helping those small business owners like yourself getting the solutions you need to thrive. So thrive at the Hive. Until next time, Janice, Jokkel, toodles.